What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Intelligent Money Investing. I am Chase, and today we're going to be talking about two stocks I want to watch and really like, honestly, for April 2018, not 2016, and beyond. Before we get into that, I want to welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. It has been absolutely fantastic, the support we've been seeing on the videos lately. So many new people coming to the channel, so really appreciate you guys being here. And if you guys could slap a like on this video, that'd be absolutely awesome. But I'm just happy you guys are here, and let's get into this. So, number one, I want to talk about for the month of April to watch and maybe buy, depending on the movement that we see, is going to be Facebook. So, Facebook, we know the whole Cambridge Analytica scandal that's been happening lately. When we know that the stock has really sold off ever since this news started coming out. It peaked around 194, 193, and now has sold off all the way down to about 152. We know more recent news that Mark Zuckerberg is going to have to testify in front of Congress in the coming weeks. I believe that's coming up pretty soon. So it keeps selling off into that bad news. And honestly, while the Cambridge Analytica stuff is a kind of big deal, like it's a big story, I don't really think it affects the company's revenue, profit, or user base that much. I'm still using Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all their platforms as much as I was before, and I think people are going to continue to do that. Where there was a hashtag delete Facebook that spooked a lot of investors, there's no way that's worth a 20% sell-off in the stock, especially considering that they're diversified. A lot of people don't realize that they do own Instagram, they own WhatsApp. They have such a huge platform and so many millions and millions of users that even if they do lose a few users because of this Cambridge Analytica thing, I don't believe that it'll be anything that impacts them at all in the long run. Really, the only thing that could defeat Facebook is if there were competitive companies that had a better product than Facebook and were able to start getting users transferring from Facebook products, and I just don't see that happening. What Ryan Scribner's Stock Radar Group is calling this right now is the Cambridge Analytica sale in Facebook stock. So they're saying if you like Facebook stock before, you probably love it now at this discounted rate. You're looking at almost a 20-25% discount. So if you like it, this is a stock to watch for April 2018 and possibly add to. It's definitely a position that is interesting, and it might be turbulent over the coming weeks as this testifying thing happens and as more and more of the stories get worked out, kind of the kinks in this. But I think the biggest part of the sell-off is definitely over, and this could be your last chance to get in at Facebook in the 150s for a long time. I'm not positive on that, but it'll be really interesting to see how this turns out, and it's absolutely a story that you're going to want to watch all throughout this month. And really, Facebook's been one of the ones that's been kind of causing a lot of this market volatility and turbulence because there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and Facebook's one of the biggest stocks in the world. So that having a 15-20% sell-off has really had a negative impact on the broader market and caused a little bit more selling and kind of a little bit of a domino effect as people need to cut losses or get spooked in the market and try to just kind of lock in profits and sell off their stocks, because there has been a lot of talk about, oh, is the market overvalued? Like, how much overvalued are we? Are we in a bubble? So people might see a little bit of a sell-off and kind of keep selling into that weakness just because they're spooked that it's going to cause a broader crash, even though the fundamentals of the market are still pretty strong right now. Even with the kind of trade war rumors that we have going on right now, I don't think that's going to be a huge story, but that's a whole nother topic that I'll probably talk about more in another video. So, our second stock that we're going to be looking at for the month of April is going to be Amazon. Now, Amazon is in the news for a little bit different of a reason. Still kind of, they haven't done anything wrong per se, except Trump has been absolutely targeting them over the recent weeks, especially on Twitter. What his frustration is with Amazon is that Amazon's such a big company that is, especially, like, let's use their second headquarters as an example. They're getting so many tax benefits as companies compete to lure them, as cities compete to lure them in to their area, and they want them to build the headquarters there, so they're a taxpayer there. They are earning their money there. They're employing people there. They've built a big infrastructure there, so they're giving them huge tax breaks that are like really cutting down the costs of their business. And Trump's really upset about the fact that Amazon doesn't pay their normal share in taxes because they have done such a great job working out those deals in order to be advantaged with taxes. And I believe they have another deal with the United States Postal Service, which is causing them to be able to have cheaper shipping. I'm not 100% positive on that, but That's been one of the subjects of Trump's tweets. So I don't know the broader details, and who knows if the details are actually true from what he's putting out. But that has caused a ton of selling in the Amazon stock. Let's look at the share prices here. It's peaked at about $1,600 per share, and now has dipped down about over $200 to $1,375. So this might be one of the last opportunities to buy in at Amazon at a lower price, because we know about all the hype on this. I will caution you guys on Amazon though. If their tax incentives start to get taken away with because of Trump, if he starts, I don't know exactly how he would manage this, but obviously he's the president of the United States. He has a lot of power, and if he could overrule some of these tax incentives, maybe for headquarters too, it could really bump down their profits quite a bit, because they are trading that at that extraordinarily large 225 PE ratio, just because of all that expected growth that we are planning to see with Amazon. They're making a ton of investment right now and not too worried about their top line profit. But with all this investment that they're making, they're hoping to be able to make that money back in the long run and kind of boost their profits later down the line after they've really built up all of these businesses, because they're really trying to take over so many different industries. We know they're trying to move into like medical, with like kind of becoming their own pharmacy. We know they're going to Amazon Video. We know Amazon Web Service is huge. Obviously, everybody knows Amazon Marketplace the most. They're moving so many different directions that it takes so much capital, and pretty much putting all their excess revenues into these investments that are going to allow them to really grow in the long run. So I think that even though that Trump is kind of saying that, oh, Amazon's bad for the country, it's putting so many retailers out of business, like, come on, that's the way of the future. Like, they're simply satisfying customers' needs, and even though they are given such big tax incentives to like build their HQ2 in a different zone, in a different city, but like they're obviously deserving of that because they've become such a large company that they have that power. And really, it's not like they've cheated or done anything wrong, like monopolistic, to get to this point. They've just provided a better service and have built such an innovative company that they deserve to be the spot they're at. And now they're using that high stature that they have to get a little bit of tax incentive to boost their profits, to keep building. But it's not like Amazon is increasing in the prices for its consumers. It's not like it's gouging, like, or engaging in any sort of monopolistic tendencies. The retail prices are cheaper on Amazon than they are in a lot of stores, because they kind of cuts out a big retailer cost a lot of the time. It's because they're doing such high quantity that the prices are a little bit lower, and with all their shipping stuff, it really allows them to have cheap prices. And it's been a pretty big point of debate in the last few weeks, so it's going to be really interesting to see where that goes in the coming weeks, the coming months. And I think this is going to be a story that is kind of worked out maybe over a couple of years as Trump and Amazon battle back and forth. But as of now, I think a lot of this sell-off might not just be because of Trump's words, because honestly, those haven't really shifted the markets that much, because people have become kind of resistant to his like big dramatic like tweets and words. People are more like reactive to actual action. So if there's an action brought against Amazon, that's when I'll start to panic about the Trump effect on them. But until then, I think this might be a sell-off, kind of more based on their high valuation rather than simply the Trump tweets, the Trump words against them. I think that was more the catalyst of the sell-off, and then people were like, oh, this might be a little bit highly valuated. Maybe I'll kind of take my profits and sit on the sidelines for a little while, and then maybe hop back in a little later when it's at a more reasonable valuation, maybe when they've boosted their profits a little bit more. But we'll see how that goes. Those are the two stocks I've got for you guys for the month of April. I'm excited to see how like the big storylines on these in the coming weeks. I think these are probably the two most talked about stocks in the market right now. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is there one I've missed in this list? Let me know down there in the comments. I read and respond to all of them. If you guys could hit a like on this video, that'd be awesome, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one.